Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube's Top 10 Fan Film Reactions. We've been doing an anniversary special here where we initially did our bottom five and checked that out on our NerdTube channel. But here we have our top 10, the fan films we very much appreciated. And when I say we, I mean myself, Cousin Cheeto, as well as several other people who also joined us for those fan films. People like Boss Man, Shredder, Ginger Greek, Leia, and whoever else joined us as well. Block, I think, as well. So I just want to thank all of these people for joining us to making those fan films happen. But Cousin Cheeto and I, we're like the main culprits. I think I've been in every one of those fan film reactions myself, I believe.
And
So
even some on your own.
and some of my own too, which will be starting off in a second. But first of all, Cousin Cheeto, how you look? You looking forward to this?
I am. I mean, we kind of came together and we had to do some. We were pretty agreeable on our top 10. Like we kind of knew going in what ones we had to kind of go back and forth on the order a little bit, but a lot of the top 10 we were both kind of on board with. I don't
Yeah,
think we really had to veto anything out of the top 10.
yeah, for sure.
And also, just a little background is with Zam and myself. We started this as a top 5 and bottom 5, but then there were so many that we wanted on this list, we had to make it a top 10 because
Yeah,
we were okay picking 5 crappy ones, but we really we went through and we were just like, holy crap! Like we really have a lot of favorites, so we wanted on this list.
which was very surprising because I thought we had more we disliked than more than we liked, but we realized after making this list that there was quite a few that we actually liked. So yeah. All right, so let's get the show on the road. First of all, number 10 in our top 10, because we're starting from bottom to top, is Indiana Jones and the Queen's Giant. We're going to show you a quick clip of that, and we're going to talk about it straight afterwards. Is he doing this? Shit, you know? I love that. Go on, keep running, my son. Now you need a tribe of Amazonian New Yorkers to come after you with their baseball bats and their broken fucking bottles. Oh, I love the sound of the guns in this film.
I'm not trying to kill you, Jones. We can work together.
You don't carry any more ammo, Jonesy? Why is he running away from this fucking dickhead, man? He can fuck him over. So that was Indiana Jones and the Queen's Giant, a fan film I reacted to on my own, and a fan film I thoroughly enjoyed. It wasn't the most perfect fan film, but nevertheless, it felt like it had the spirit of Indiana Jones in there. The sound effects were very Indiana Jones like with the fist punching and the gunshots, and the actor kind of had a bit of the Harrison Ford spirit of Indiana Jones as well. And they made the most of what they had. I mean, instead of having it in an exotic location, they said that the Tree of Life or the Tree of Knowledge or whatever the fuck they were looking for, whatever was the MacGuffin of this particular fan film, was in New York, which is a quite clever twist as well. I did enjoy it for what it was. Did you get a chance to see this fan film, Cousin Cheetah?
Not in its entirety, but I watched some of it. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, it is definitely out of the Indiana Jones fan films that we have seen, it's definitely the best out of those. And I mean, it definitely ranks up there with some of the, that's why I think number 10 is a good spot for it, because I wouldn't say it's anything like superb, but I definitely think from what I saw and what it looked like it was still really good.
Yeah, it looked like a fun time, which, some fan films forget what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be a fun time. They've only got a few minutes to deal with, to give us a story. So make it enjoyable. And this one was pretty much that. All right. So on to number 9.
Well, number 9 is going to be a request from a creator. It was Terminator: Dawn of Victory. It was actually quite a long one, if I remember correctly. I was not a part of this one, but I was watching while you guys were doing it. This one, I think it was like 50 some minutes.
Yes,
but you guys seem to thoroughly enjoy this one. So we're going to play a clip from it, and then we're going to talk more about it.
Okie dokie. Oh, wait, you're fucked. I'm relieved, by the way, because if it was going to be in French, I was hoping for some English subtitles, and we got that. Oh yeah, it could be a trap.
Oh, clever. At least she knows.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's amazing.
Oh, I'd shit myself.
Terminator, a clip from Terminator: Dawn of Victory, a fan film that as I said, it was a long watch for you guys, from what I remember.
Yeah, this was a decent fan film. Boss Man, he fucking enjoyed it. He gave it 10 out of 10. I liked it as well. I didn't think it was worthy of a 10 out of 10. I think there was some moments in the fan film which kind of dragged, and they could have definitely put a few bits and pieces of it on the cutting room floor. And they tried to make it like a sort of part of the overall Terminator, narrative, make it canon, so to speak. And in a way, it should have just been its own story without trying to tie it into the main Terminator story. But nevertheless, it was pretty good. It had some very good moments in this particular fan film, and that's why it's in our top 10. So we're on to number 8 in our top 10, and this one is from a very popular Star Wars YouTuber called Star Wars Fan Theory. He made his own Star Wars movie. It's called Vader, and we're gonna have a quick look at it now. He's dreaming all along.
My lord. And focused.
That is Star Wars Vader.
Yes, it is, and there was several clips we picked, but we went with that one. What I wanted people to see from that was like some of the special effects, the makeup effects as well, the little things, the subtleties. When Vader wakes up from his dream, his eyes are orange, and then when he starts to calm down from his dream, they go back to blue. So they were Sith orange initially, they went to blue. We see him in the Vader suit. We hear the voice of Vader as well. Very good likeness to James Earl Jones, and the Palpatine as well, very similar to that as well. Like maybe not necessarily in appearance. I mean, you can only go so far, but the voice was spot on. Absolutely spot on.
I agree. This is a very pretty fan film, and one of my only issues with this fan film was like it didn't do the Star Wars mythos any justice, in my opinion. That was one of the only things. But it was very, very beautiful. The actors were very spot on. So like everything was going for it. I just felt the writing and then the story was a little lackluster for something where you have all of these resources for Vader and Palpatine. And and I know I think there's another episode with Mace Windu, but I really felt like that should have been in this first part.
Yeah, me too. Like the first episode, I felt just as it was supposed to get going, but it almost like the first episode felt more like an epilogue than an actual a prologue. Sorry, I apologize. Than an actual first episode. And just when things were starting to get interesting, it ended with Vader on Naboo. So but nevertheless, it still makes it into our top 10. It's a very good fan film. So we're on to the next one, and that would be Ghost Ship. Now, this is the first of our Star Trek fan films to reach in the top 10, and also the first of Tyler Donovan. I apologize. Tyler Donovan, who is actually made it into 3 of our fan films, which is a credit to him because he's a very talented person.
And not all of them are Star Trek.
No, all 3 of them are different. All 3 of them. So this is the Star Trek one he's in. And we're going to show you a clip of that.
It's not going to work. There are too many of them.
All right, go to full power.
You should have gone to full power ages ago, and they went up to bloody whack him.
Cool off.
Oh my God, she's using Schwarzenegger quotes.
Disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Oh my God.
See you at the party, Rick.
Oh, I love it. I have to admit, I like it.
What does it sound like? We're trying to find the humor in our own impending deaths.
Surprised they would know what
Schwarzenegger
Schwarzenegger movies
stuff.
were.
Jay, forgive me.
Yeah, kill your boyfriend. Oh, you're out of juice. Uh-oh.
Oh, she's gonna
One
have to
more.
kill him.
Oh, come on! Oh!
Ew. And that was Star Trek Ghost Ship, number 7 on our list.
Yeah. What I liked about this one is that the pacing was great, and it was fun to watch. There was tension, there was humor as well, and that's really what I want from my fan films. And when it comes to Star Trek fan films, I think a lot of Star Trek fan filmmakers kind of get lost in trying to have ethical dialogue and lore building and all of that shit. When you've only got a handful of minutes, make an entertaining story right now. And that's what this did. And you can see they were having fun with the Schwarzenegger quotes and stuff. And, you know, that stuff could go either way. It could fall flat on its face, or it could work and be very humorous. And it worked, and it was very humorous. I thoroughly enjoyed this fan film. It was good fun. And that's what more Star Trek fan films need to be.
And I mean, this definitely for me. I'm a Captain Mason fan. You know, that's the Tyler Donovan's character in this.
Mm-hmm.
I really like him as a commanding officer, and in this film it really shows. So Ghost Ship is definitely, and this is a part 1 and 2. So make sure that if you watch it, you watch parts 1 and 2. The clip we pulled from was part 2, but definitely parts 1 and 2 are worth a watch. So moving on to our next one, which will be number 6. This one is another Tyler Donovan one. And I'll let you take this, Zam, because I don't think I was with you guys on this one.
Okay. Now, we were kind of renowned for basically ripping on fan films, because we have ripped on fan films, and we have been extremely harsh, extremely critical, extremely rude. And so we were told by Tyler and Joshua, I believe, as well, 2 guys who are very renowned amongst Star Trek fan filmmakers, to look at this particular project they did many years ago, because they expected us to rip on it. But I don't think they realized what they had was an absolute gem, because we didn't rip on it at all. We fucking loved it. This is called Tough to Kill. This is just a sort of like a homage to like the action movies of yesteryear. So let's have a quick look at this.
Oh, more of the woman.
Ninjas.
Ninja attack force. I've got to say, this is Steven Seagal, isn't it?
Oh gosh, here we go. Oh, he's like the Indiana Jones thing. Even it didn't work.
Why did she just stop him?
You know, there was metal on metal sound when the gun was knocked out. Well, I've got to say, this looks a lot. This looks a lot less fake than an AEW match.
All right.
So, yeah. I did see this one though. Like after the fact, I did watch this one because it's definitely it's a loving homage to a lot of like action films and such.
Yeah, exactly. And it's amazing that Tyler thought we were going to rip this film a new arsehole, but we loved it. We loved it so much. It was everything you would want from a fan film. It was funny. It was action packed. It was corny in its but it realized what it was. It knew what it was supposed to be. It wasn't taking itself too seriously, and I loved it. I had so much fun watching this fan film. Bossman, Shredder, and I, we were laughing our asses off. It was a brilliant fan film, and it deserves to be in our top 10 for sure. So I think we're now due another Star Wars fan film, and this is at number 5, and this is Maul, Darth Maul. So let's have a quick look at this.
Yeah, smoke.
Yeah.
Noob Saibot as well.
Oh, PewDiePie's pissed now. He took off his jacket. Uh-oh. Oh, PewDiePie! Darth is like, I'm covertly...
Oh, have some of that, mate. You just got your ass kicked.
Oh, I like the way he changed it from dual to single.
Yeah. Makes more sense when you're fighting multiples. Really. Dual saber's only good for defense. There's no escape for you. Finish him!
Oh no!
Oh dear, the anal probes are here.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi! You're my only hope! PewDiePie Kenobi.
PewDiePie Kenobi.
Where have I seen those flying robot thingies before? They look like from a different sci-fi show.
All right, that is Darth Maul Apprentice, sitting at our number 5 slot. I really enjoyed this film. This is like, you back in the 2000s when everybody was starting to make their own films and stuff like that. Even in the late 90s, you had people that would make these just lightsaber fights, and they would edit them together and they would be really impressive. And I felt that this film really meshed story as well as a great lightsaber fights together in this just really well done and well balanced movie.
The location was great as well.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a different location. It furthered the Darth Maul story a little bit. I think we had a little bit of issue with like the lead actress and stuff like that. But I mean, we knew Darth Maul was going to survive this at the end.
Yeah.
So
I thoroughly enjoyed the choreography in this movie. What you just saw was just a snippet. It doesn't get higher up in the list because honestly, they had this sort of Padawan who was able to match Maul for a bit when she should have just been easy pickings for Maul. Or maybe Maul was toying with her, I don't know. But nevertheless, the actor who played Maul, my goodness, he could, if we ever wanted to see a Darth Maul prequel, they need to get this guy because he looks like a young Ray Park. His mannerisms, his movements, his facial expressions was so spot on, and that's one of the reasons why I love this. Darth Maul himself, the main character of this particular fan film, was supposed to be the standout character, and he was. It wasn't the extras, it wasn't a supporting role, it was Maul, and that's why, as well as add in all the fucking choreography and location, everything, it ended up being a very good fan film. Almost perfect. It would have been a little bit higher up our list if it did reach that perfection level. But for what it is, it's excellent, and that's why it's midway in our list. And I thoroughly enjoy it. I do recommend watching it.
Okay, so moving on to number 4 on our list is our top-rated Tyler Donovan fan film. This one is a homage to a franchise that I am not very particular to, but this fan film actually entertained me more than what the actual films do. And this is Back to the 2015 Future.
Just to give people an idea, this film, if you've seen Back to the Future 2, you know that in that film, Marty McFly goes into the future and it's 2015. But we've already gone past 2015, and it's nothing like how it was in Back to the Future Part 2. So in this particular fan film, they give the real 2015 that Marty's gone to, and we're going to see how that plays out.
Are those hoverboards? These boards don't work on air, you Brojo? Brojo. Hey, I'm looking for a payphone. Now, you know where I can find one?
Oh my God, payphones.
That was Mr. Fusion. Or maybe phone book. Hey, can I get one of those at like a bookstore?
You mean like on Amazon?
I gotta go to South America to buy a book. Right then in line. I mean, where's the line?
Haven't you heard of the internet?
Yeah, it's when you go fishing, it's the inner part of the net.
Oh my God.
Where have you been the last 30 years?
Look, I just need to find a phone book. So why don't you just use your cell phone? Yeah, I don't need to sell a phone. I don't want to buy your phone.
Sell a phone.
Computer.
Computer? You punk ass. You punking us? No, punk. No, I'm like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Van Halen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I got a Tandy for my birthday. I wanted an Atari, but
A Tandy? What the hell's a Tandy? What's wrong with you, man? You got no scrote?
yeah, you got no
Yeah.
scrote.
Back to the 2015 future, and as Zam said before, it is a version of Back to the Future 2 depicted in the actual 2015. I believe they actually filmed this in 2015.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So it was the true blue 2015.
Yeah, only 6 years ago now, hard to believe,
No,
but
that's a long time ago.
yeah, exactly. But still, there are certain things we relate to. We had mobile phones then, we had tablets then, laptops then, Amazon, fucking God knows what then, so things have changed, but not too much. And I can relate to this watching it today. I did like it. It was very humorous. I like the twist of it. And you watching Tyler's performance as well. His Marty McFly is absolutely spot on.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. This guy. When we got to know him, he told us he was a professional Marty McFly impersonator. But I've seen this guy in various guises. When he's got a beard, he looks like fucking Mark Hamill. So he can probably do everything. And he does Star Trek as well. And we saw him in Tough to Kill as well. Like, this guy is extremely talented. It's no surprise that he happens to be in 3 of our fan films. And this Back to the Future one was hilarious. It's a shame we couldn't show you more clips. We thoroughly enjoyed this, all of us.
but remember, all of these fan films are on our website at NerdTube. Well, not website, sorry, our YouTube channel, NerdTube. Also, we are getting now into our top 3.
Yeah.
So these 3 fan films, we feel in the past year that we've viewed out of our 47 fan films that we have seen, we feel that these top 3 are the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And they are good. They are very good. So moving into our top 3, this one is a little bit close to my heart because it is one of my favorite characters of all time. I've been
Marvel, baby,
comics.
Marvel.
It is Marvel. I've been
collecting
collecting the comics since I was 7. Ladies and gentlemen, Spider-Man Cake Day. Oh boy, here we go.
Gotcha. Lorraine's Bakery, here I come.
Wow.
That's pretty good, actually.
That is amazing. Wow.
No. Oh, not a yellow one. No. Damn it. Oh, jeez. Oh, stay here. Wait, don't go anywhere. Oh, what now? Always the worst timing with these guys. Oh, it's okay. The police, they got this. They have squad cars. They got all the policemen on it. And look, they even got the chopper on it. Wait. Hey, wait a sec. Don't leave without me. Come on. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's pretty decent.
New York
actually.
That was
Spiders,
really cool.
Get me the heck out of here.
He's got that Peter Parker vibe as well.
Tailing behind them
He
about
does, he
a
really
quarter
does.
mile. Looks like they're heading for that tunnel now. Traffic in that direction.
Howdy.
Spider-Man! Holy hell.
Sorry.
Confirming the traffic looks like holy hell. No, I wasn't talking. I was talking to Spider-Man.
Switch to the loudspeaker.
All right, that is Spider-Man Cake Day, our number 3 on our top 10. Zam, go ahead and give your thoughts on this film.
I'm still blown away. I mean, arguably this could be number 1. It really could be. This is a fan film. Like, people don't realize what they're seeing here. It's a fucking fan film. And look at the effects we were getting. I was blown away by it. I still can't, understand how, just people in their mum and dad's basement are able to make such a phenomenal project. Absolutely amazing. And it's not just that. It was a period piece as well. Making it in the 60s. It had the spirit of Spider-Man in every element. It was fantastic. And this was only 8 minutes long.
Yeah, this was 8 minutes long.
So much is crammed in that short 8 minutes. It's unbelievable, but it works really well. If you've not seen Cake Day, Spider-Man Cake Day, then there's something wrong with you. Go out there and watch that fucking fan film now. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyone who likes the MCU, likes Spider-Man, needs to see that fan film. It's a work of art for something so short and something made by regular people. I love it. It's brilliant. Could be number one in my opinion. Should be. But
that's what we're here for, Zam. We're here to make the hard choices.
Yeah.
About our own fan film reactions.
Yeah.
So, all right, we are now into the top 2. Number 2 is one that sat at number 1 for a long time in our hearts. Me and Zam were definitely, if number 1 did not come along, number 2 would have been our number 1 for sure. I mean, Spider-Man Cake Day is fantastic. I feel like that, that it was, I still feel like this film that we're about to talk about at number 1 is still a little bit more above what this one is. But we are going into now one of Zam's favorite fan films and mine, which is going to be Star Trek Squadrons. Parts 1 and 2. We are lumping these together.
Yep. And they got the cocaine shooting through their neck.
Yep.
Jak jste se sem dostali?
Naprosto jednoduše. Váš první důstojník byl velmi ochotný a poskytl nám prefixové kódy k transportu přes štíty. Denobulané jsou tak úžasná rasa.
Oh, they mentioned Denobulans.
Ke všemu svolného pacifistu jako prvního důstojníka. Představte si to. Stačil jen drobný nátlak a poskytl nám i přístupové kódy.
Počítače zablokuj.
Vždycky jsem si přála poznat vulkánce. Jste tak zajímavá rasa. Také jste pacifisté. Ale i přesto umíte dobře bojovat. Samozřejmě Jem'Hadarům se rovnat nemůžete. Lidé jsou možná posledních pár set let hybnou silou alfa kvadrantu, ale vulkánci...
This is really good. This is really good.
Vám teď pohrozila, že zabít celou vaši posádku, když mi nezpřístupníte palubní počítač.
It is. It's good acting too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Skrze něj bych totiž mohla napáchat podstatně více škody.
God, she is hamming it up too.
She's really giving it, yeah. I'm giving a thumbs up for a start.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good.
Potřeby většiny.
Look at the costumes of the Jem'Hadar, man. Jesus. It's really good.
Proto vám nehodlám ani nějak vyhrožovat, kapitáne. My máme i jiné metody.
Star Trek Squadrons are number 2. Zam.
Okay,
Google.
This is a foreign fan film. You know, we have to watch it in subtitles. Yet look how far it got up in our list on that alone. The story was absolutely fantastic. I think a problem with so many Star Trek fan films, you know, ones which want to take itself a little bit more seriously, like this one, is that they do such shit fucking stories. You know, a lot of the Star Trek fan films I watch are the cure to my fucking insomnia. They're that fucking crap. You know, they don't interest me at all. Don't grip me. This had everything: great sets, great uniforms, great acting. You know, great makeup. It was unbelievable. Great story as well. I mean, the only thing that stopped this from being number 1 was the fact that the second part kind of ended very abruptly. Because this is a 2-part fan film. What we just saw was a bit from part 1. So when going into part 2, we expected just a little bit more, but it ended quite abruptly. And that kind of left us wanting more, which is unfortunate. But nevertheless, this is phenomenal work. I haven't yet seen a better Star Trek fan film than this one. This is the cream of the crop, as far as I'm concerned. And it's not made by English speakers. It's made by some guys from Czechoslovakia. The Czech Republic, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what we found out.
Exactly. So when it comes to, you know, us English-speaking Star Trek fan filmmakers, up your fucking game, because those guys, they've raised the fucking bar. That's the best Star Trek fan film without a doubt. What do you think, Cheeto?
I agree. I mean, this fan film definitely had all the elements that I wanted in a Trek. I mean, we always talk about, you know, what I know what Trek stands for, and I know that we like to have our deep Trek and our philosophical Trek. But you know what? A lot of fan films lean a little too much into that because of budgetary reasons, and we don't get enough of our pew-pews.
And our tension and all of that. And
Yeah, and the tension. I mean, but yeah. So I mean, this one did a really good job at balancing all of those elements into it. Plus, it takes place during the Dominion War, which is a great time frame for Star Trek fans. Or the Star Trek franchise. I mean, I love the Dominion War. I love Deep Space Nine. So this one really resonated with me because it was nice to see something outside of Ben Sisko and crew dealing with the Dominion. It was nice to see what was going on in other portions of the war because the war was quadrant spread. Like it wasn't just happening where Sisko was and Deep Space Nine. It was happening all over. So I would love to see these guys do more stuff in this time period. And maybe they have, and I haven't looked it up, but this is definitely this is by far one of my favorite Star Trek fan films on this list. But it's time for numero uno. Zam, take us into this one.
Okay, so number 1 is Mandalorian 16.5. This is basically a continuation of after season 2 had ended, and now Mando's on his own. He doesn't have the child anymore. We're going to show you a quick clip of this, and then we're going to tell you why it's number 1. I love the fact that he's got that Beskar spear, man.
Well, it is after the end of the last episode, so makes sense. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because it does feel like, at times I forget that I'm watching a fan film.
Yeah. This is really good, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Don't move, Mandalorian. We have you surrounded.
Oh, wow.
The editing's pretty good too. They really only need like 3 stormtrooper outfits to make, well, maybe 4 to make all this work. But it makes it seem like there's a ton of them there.
I agree.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, when did you ever use smoke before?
I don't remember, maybe.
I thought he was going to use some whistling nerds.
Does anyone have a visual?
Yeah, nope.
I saw him. He went this way. TK495.
Oh, in the face.
Right in between the eyes. Oh, tag, he's it. Oh, shot him in the shoulder. Well,
in the
eye. Get that guy an eye patch. Then
yeah. Thanks, probably got one of those. You hitting Beskar, mate? Vibroblade.
That helmet is gonna look good on my wall.
Then come and take it off of my dead body. I mean, it kind of sounds.
It's okay.
Like
I'm forgiving it already. I've forgiven it already.
I wouldn't mind a little bit more of knife play with those two, just to kind of show like a stormtrooper actually knows how to use more than just a blaster. And honestly, they hardly know how to use it anyway because they always miss.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I thought this fan film deserved to be number 1 was I actually forgot I was watching a fan film. You heard me say it during the course of that fan film that I forgot what I was watching. I thought it was an episode of the fucking Mandalorian, and that's the best thing you could say about a fan film when you actually think it's something to do with the main material and it's not made by a few people on their fucking mobile phones. Obviously, if you look at the behind-the-scenes footage of this fan film, you realize there's a bit more of a budget to it, but nevertheless, the actor who plays Mandalorian, absolutely spot on. The whole costume, everything, spot on. Stormtrooper, spot on. A location that could easily be Tatooine, spot on.
And even his strut was so spot on.
Yeah. Everything spot. Yeah.
There was a lot about this film that just was really good. Like the spear, and this came out not long after Mandalorian. Like they had to pull this together pretty quickly because, I mean, the spear was still with him at that point. I mean, Mandalorian hadn't finished wrapping that long. Also, on top of that, Thrawn was in this. I'm a huge fan of the character Thrawn.
Star Destroyer and all of that. So we had space scenes as well. You know, there was so much to this, and you felt that this was a continuation of after the end of season 2. Like this was the beginning of season 3, for fuck's sake. It was, you know, it was just really well made. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very simple as well, which is what I liked about it. You see, they could have overcomplicated this and made it extremely dialogue heavy and all of that sort of bollocks and made it not feel like the Mandalorian at all, but they didn't. This actually felt like Mandalorian. It really did in every element you could imagine, and that's why it deserves to be at number 1. It's fucking brilliant. You know, and you know, I want to give it you know, I want to say more good things about it, but I can't. I'm running out of words. You know, watch this fan film. If you like The Mandalorian, you like Star Wars, you will not be disappointed with this. This is the continuation you want after season 2 ended.
All right, I agree. Everything was spot on in this, and I echo everything that Zam said. I mean, as I said earlier, this fan film it was going to take a lofty fan film to knock Squadrons off its number 1 post coming towards the end of this year, and unfortunately for Squadrons, this fan film did it. It checked all the right boxes. It hit all the right things. It gave us all the pew pews, the swoops, beeps, and boobops. And yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. I mean, I don't think you get like this is the standard that people should really hit towards. And Zam's right. Sometimes fan film creators overcomplicate things. You know, like you've only got 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, to do a fan film at the most. And if it goes past that, you're kind of losing your audience because it's not actual TV. Unless you're, you know, unless these guys probably did more time, but you know, because it felt like an episode. But really, I mean, you've only got a limited amount of time, and with the way the internet is, people are just their attention spans are just so small, and that's why anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes, you have to do a fan film, and you have to get it wrapped, and you have to have a coherent story and balance. And it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and say that the fan film creators are like, oh, this is stupid, and they should have no problem doing this. It is hard to balance a whole story arc from an episode of something into 10 to 15 minutes, even going into 20 minutes. That is hard. I can't sit here and say I do it. I can sit here and critique it all the live long day, but that's something that's hard. And we appreciate the effort, especially in the top 3, because they did a great job at keeping these fan films pretty relatively short, except for Squadrons, I think, which was as a total 25 minutes as a total, like with both parts.
Yeah,
but
even that's short.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but it is. But they did such a great job. The pacing was good. The effects were good. And even though a lot of those things aren't the be all end all, they all have to come together to make a good fan film. That's my opinion. And that's why I think these top 3 are definitely cream of the crop and the gold standard. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. Like what made the top 3 is that it felt like, you know, like it didn't feel like it was copying the material. It felt like it was the material, you know, and that's, you know, Star Wars Squadrons felt like, Star Trek Squadrons felt like Star Trek, not like a homage to it, not some shitty acting and stuff like that. You know, it genuinely felt like proper Star Trek. You know, Mandalorian felt like in a continuation of Mandalorian. You know, Spider-Man Cake Day felt like, you know, like a nice, you know,
slice of life like comic episode.
Exactly. You know, come to life Spider-Man. You know, it really did. I mean, you know, going back to that Spider-Man film, I still can't, you know, imagine how they were able to pull something off like that. You know, no wonder they only had 8 minutes to do it, because any longer would have probably been almost impossible to do. So those are the gold standard as far as we're concerned. You know, you can see the effort, you know, that was put in there. I mean, every box had to be ticked. Acting, costumes, location, you know, everything. You know, I'm blown away by these 3. No, they deserve to be in. You know, you could switch them around. You know, and all 3 of them deserve to be 1, 2, 3. I mean, whatever order. All 3 of them are that fucking good. I love them all. I love them all, but this is how we had them.
Yep. Yeah, we had some discussions about which and changing the orders around and stuff like that. So, all right. Well, Zam, I think that kind of wraps it up. I think we've sang the praises of all these 10 fan films, and whenever you watch any of our fan film reactions, you should go and watch the source material because we do want to support these content creators. Especially the really good ones, because if they keep creating stuff, we'll keep watching it. So, with all that being said, Zam, do you have anything else to add?
I thoroughly enjoyed all 10 of these movies, by the way. I like them more than I disliked them when it came outside the top 3. They were all excellent, all of them. And I recommend people should watch all of them because, they're in our top 10 for a reason.
Well, and here's to Zam, here's to another year of us doing fan film reactions. Please, if you have any fan films that you have watched or created, please put them in the comments below. We will definitely take a look at them. If you are a creator and you want to collaborate with us on our fan film reactions, just know that we give our no holds barred opinions. So I mean, if it's crap, we're gonna say we'll try to be nice about it a little bit, but we're gonna say our true opinions. And then but if it's great, I mean, we're, as you see with our top 3, we are going to sing those praises to the rooftops. So
exactly.
With all that being said, Zam, thank you very much for joining me for this year of fan films. It's been a blast. I'm extremely stoked for us going into a second year. We've actually made friends from doing fan films over this past
Yes, we have. We have.
Through
friends and subscribers.
We did it.
Yeah, exactly. We've built some bridges by doing this as well. Bridges we thought we might have burnt, initially, but we ended up building them. And and this has been from our negative reactions, let alone our positive ones. So yeah, but from me, as I'll sign off, I just want to say, may the force be with you.
All right, bye everybody.